Alright, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast trials, and in this video I'm actually not going to be doing a trial this time around. I'm just going to be discussing and talking about the Toxic Shock event details, which were released today. And there's a few websites, if you Google, that have some additional details, which I'm not exactly sure where they got, because I looked everywhere. I looked at Red Barrel's Instagram, Twitter, their Discord, and they don't have any very specific details that these websites have. So these may not be exactly perfectly accurate, but it sounds like what would be true. So I don't know if they like release some press information to people, or maybe I'm just missing it and don't know where it is. But regardless, we do have the details of the event, and it is coming next week on Tuesday as expected. So the Back to Square One weekly will wrap up at the normal time, and at that time is when the Toxic Shock event will start. And it's actually, I was only expecting the event, but we actually are getting some additional stuff as well. So that's going to be nice to, that kind of makes up for the longer amount of time than expected between the event or the release of the game and the start of this event. But the full patch notes aren't coming out until the day of release on the 16th. So I will be definitely covering those when it does drop. But basically, yeah, we have the Toxic Shock time limited program that will override the weekly therapy. And then there was one website that said it's lasting till May 7th. So April 16th to May 7th, that's a pretty decent length of time. How many would that end up being? 3 weeks or yeah, 3 weeks of time for the event, which seems definitely reasonable. Now, the variator of Toxic Shock actually doesn't sound really that interesting, I'll be honest. Basically, it says the trial environment will sporadically fill with toxic gas, inflicting permanent damage. Hide to stay alive. And again, this is on this website, which looks like they might have gotten the information from Red Barrels directly, but I've not been able to find this information from a first-party source, just from these websites with their information. So maybe they're making this up and they're wrong about it, but if that is the case, it basically just sounds like Winter Kills, the event for Christmas. That's just a bit, but just a little bit more difficult, slightly. I think I have the poster for that here. Yeah, the Winter Kills event was the Christmas event during early access, and during that, if you didn't play at that time, the trial would occasionally become very cold, and you had to go into a hiding spot to avoid taking damage, and you'd take a lot of damage pretty quick. So it basically sounds like that's going to be the exact same variator. You just have to, if there's poison gas coming, you have to hide in a hiding spot to avoid it. But if you don't, instead of just taking damage, you get permanent damage. So I guess maybe it'll reduce your max health instead of just dealing normal damage. But either way, you're going to need to avoid it just by going into a hiding spot, which I honestly, I was kind of a fan of the Winter Kills event just because you really, at least I don't, use hiding spots barely ever during the game. Maybe here and there I'll dip into one quickly just to hide from an enemy and, you know, let them go past. But rarely do I actually go out of my way to use them. But during the Winter Kills event, it was kind of cool. Just, you know, you wanted to make sure when you were going through the trial that you took note of all the hiding spots you passed in case the alarm started blaring and you had to run back and go and hide from the cold. And it was also very important to, like, because there was pretty much a set timer that you could know when it was about to come. You had to, like, make sure that you were prepared to be able to hide. Like, if you knew it was coming up, you should wait and not go into a dangerous area, because obviously if you're getting chased by an enemy, you try to go into a hiding spot, they're just going to pull you out and you're going to start taking a lot of damage and maybe, you know, not be able to survive that. So overall, it's a cool variator, but for it to be the same for 2 events consecutively, I find to be a little bit lame. Now, if it's not actually true that this is the variator and these sites are wrong about it, then, I mean, who knows? We'll see what it actually is. But yeah, that's apparently what the Toxic Shock variator is going to be. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But additionally, there is wow, this guy has almost 1,000 arm wrestling victories. That's ridiculous. I just came out here just to look at the scoreboard while I talk, just to give you something to look at if you're interested. But yeah, there's also going to be a different secondary objective in these trials, of similarly to Winter Kills. In Winter Kills, the secondary objective was to get the presents instead of the posters. Of course, the posters were... Oh, I'm being stalked by some people. But instead of the posters, you were getting these presents that were scattered around. And depending on the trial, those could either be more difficult or easier to find than the posters were. Like for, I think one of the trials was cancel the autopsy or sabotage the lockdown. I can't remember which one, but that one was really hard to get all the presents for since they just didn't really seem to spawn as often as posters did. And then there's other trials like Feed the Children or various other ones where presents would seem to just be everywhere. So this will be rats, basically, is what it's going to be. Collect the rats, recover all the drugged rats within the trial for tissue analysis. And it says fulfill the objective for additional rewards in the Winter Kills trial or event. Getting all the presents gave you 2 additional seals, I believe, or tokens or whatever they're called. I don't remember exactly if it was... I think it's called... They were like Winter Kills tokens. They were added to the UI for the event. Oh, cool. I didn't even know it told you what these were called. But yeah, so probably it will be the same here. If you recover the rats, they will give you additional reward tokens to buy the event items with. I wonder if they'll just be like on the floor or how you're going to be finding those. Like, because I would assume if they're just rats, they'll probably be like on the floor, like maybe in places where bricks could spawn would be a place that makes sense for them to be. But I don't know. That'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And of course, completing this trial will give you exclusive rewards from the Toxic Shock event that will only be available then, which makes sense. That's how these events have been for Geister and Winter Kills. And there's also going to be new evidence documents scattered throughout the trials, which is cool. There's probably not going to be a ton of them. I mean, they just say it's going to be for the Toxic Shock event. And there was one of those, or were there 2? No, there was just one of those for Winter Kills, which had 5 documents. So that's cool. I mean, I've had all the evidence for quite a long time now, but whenever they introduce a new bit of evidence, it's always cool to be able to look out for those little pieces of evidence in the trial and just get those completed again. So, that's always cool. And it's cool to add to the lore. I still haven't read through all of these. I've read through a decent few of them. Like, I think all of these. I'm not sure where I stopped, but I should probably finish reading those because, I mean, I'm a big fan of the whole world building and lore of the Outlast series, so that would be pretty cool to learn more about. And they also say there's going to be many quality of life improvements, which will be listed in the patch notes. So we'll be looking forward to that. However, they also, and this they did say in their Discord, so I am sure that this is correct. There's also going to be 2 new MK challenges coming with this update, which is the thing that I basically wasn't expecting to come. I thought it was just going to be the event. And if that were true, and it was just the event with this similar variator to Winter Kills, it'd be kind of lame. But again, I'm not even sure if that's true. I mean, I don't really know all the places where they might have posted information, but yeah, I checked their Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, and I didn't see these finer details. But again, maybe I missed it. If you know where if they posted this information, where it is, let me know in the comments. But yeah, there's going to be a new courthouse MK challenge called Tilt the Scales of Justice, a test of moral and strategic might against the backdrop of corruption. Can real evidence of false crimes outweigh the power of corrupting wealth? Load the scales of Lady Justice and observe. So this sounds like it's going to be a MK challenge involving the puzzle lockboxes that make the room go dark and give you like the blacklight view to find the codes. And I was just talking the other day in my trial for, I think, this weekly during Vindicate the Guilty, how I wish there was one of those, because you don't get a lot of practice with the lockboxes given they're only in this trial. And it sounds like they must have heard me, because I'm sure that they definitely changed their whole approach to an MK challenge in this span of time from my feedback. But yeah, I mean, if we look here, we have 2, I mean, I think there's 4 for the prison, right? It's kind of strange now because previously there was just the prison. This is another reason I don't really like this new setup of therapies. I kind of liked having each program separate from the others, but because you had cancel the autopsy and then you have release the prisoners. I kind of want to just look it up now. Outlast trials MK challenges, because it's hard to tell what all of them are in oh, there's not like a wiki or something. Outlast Trials programs, I don't know. I just wanted to see if there was like a list of them all on the wiki, because that would be nice to see what all of the, you know, which maps have how many. But I know there's cancel the autopsy, sabotage the lockdown, release the prisoners, and is there one other one on here or not? Can't actually remember. I'm looking again on the wiki here, but it doesn't seem to be super detailed. But either way, I think each one of the first three have three of them, because there's the orphanage has gather the children of God, feed the children, right? That's the orphanage, isn't it? Yeah, feed the children. And what about this? Foster the orphans is the orphanage as well? Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the one with the radios. And then feed the children is the bleach, and then yeah. And then grind the bad apples has punish the miscreants, open the gates, and see, why can't they just have them all listed here? Like, do you even go through all of them in Program X? I still haven't completed Program X yet. I need to do that. Oh yeah, drill the Futterman, because that's the newer one that was added. You know, before the other two were already around, and then that one was new that was added later. So that one has 3. Police station has at least 3. Orphanage has 3. Courthouse only has 2, which is escape the courthouse, and the other one is probably like destroy evidence or something. I don't know what it's called, but you basically... Oh, it is called destroy the evidence. Look at that. Because you basically use the acid during that one. And then, of course, also with the new trial, Toy Factory, there's only 2 MK challenges as well. So basically they're going to be adding a new MK challenge for the courthouse and the Toy Factory to bring those in line with the others. And I'm sorry that was kind of messy and not very well thought out. I just have a hard time remembering which trials are for which map exactly because of how they've changed things like this. But yeah, Tilt the Scales of Justice sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to being able to do more of those puzzle lock boxes. And then we have Sabotage the Factory, which will, of course, be for the Toy Factory. And this is the little blurb that the website has. A daring mission to halt the sinister operations of the Murkoff Corporation. Murkoff controls the means of production. Use the emergency brakes to shut down the factory. So that doesn't sound like anything that's currently in the Pervert the Futterman trial that I can think of, unless there's some way going to be related to using the pump and the pressure valve or something like that that happens at the end of that trial. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be doing a video for each of those. I don't know if they're going to be added to like Genesis or Program X or anything, but I'm going to complete Program X prior to the release just to make sure I, you know, have that done and don't miss out on anything if they end up changing it because of these new MK challenges. Or maybe they're only going to be a part of the event for now and then be switched up later. I'm not sure, but either way, I'll be doing a video on those. So if they're in the event only, then it'll be... I mean, I'm going to do a video for each thing in the event, but if they're separate from the event, then I will also do a separate video for each of those as well, where I do it blind, because I had quite a good time doing that with Pervert the Futterman in Program Ultra. Pretty big challenge, and it was pretty fun to do. But yeah, so that's pretty much the details of the update. Again, I will be covering the patch notes whenever that does come out on Tuesday. And yeah, it should be pretty exciting. I just really wasn't expecting these MK challenges, so that's pretty much redeemed the event for me, at least for now. I do hope that maybe there's something at least a little different from this in this new variator that doesn't make it just a carbon copy of Winter Kills, essentially, because I mean, what the gas or the cold really does isn't really relevant, especially for someone like me doing A+. Like, basically, hide from the thing, and I mean, if the thing gets you, you're probably screwed either way in general. Because like maybe you'll get hit once if you're really struggling to find a hiding spot, but like if you're getting pulled out of your hiding spot as the cold starts, like you're just dead basically. Because you're going to be chased and you're not going to be able to get into another hiding spot, probably. I mean, you could do it. Anyway, I'm just rambling now about something that probably isn't even going to happen. But either way, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the news update, and I hope you're looking forward to the event as well. I will be definitely covering it, as I've said multiple times, and I'm looking forward to jumping in on Tuesday. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some cool patches as well. I'm not really sure what that'll include. Balancing changes, I'm sure. I'm expecting the stun rig to honestly get nerfed because it is clear best right now, but I'm not sure what they would do with the other rigs, if anything. So we'll see. And also for amps, I don't know if they're going to change anything either. But yeah, as far as setups for, I guess I've gone back and I was about to end the video, but something I want to go into, I guess, as far as setups for this Toxic Shock event, in case you're not someone who's max level and are looking at what to spend your vouchers on. I mean, there's nothing really that important, although there are a lot of hiding spot based amps, especially in, I think, medicine. Let's see, where is it? Good job, no. Or is it just within, are they all within skill? Oh, okay, yeah, so there's hide and breathe, which gives you stamina and adrenaline when you hide, so that could be a good one to take. But I mean, hard to give up strong arm for these types of things. And this one heals you if you hide in a hiding spot. And this one gets your rig. So this one honestly is pretty good because you're going to have to sit in that hiding spot for a decent amount of time. Like it's probably like 15-ish seconds per time you have to hide. So being able to get your rig cooldown back 50% faster while you are hiding in there is pretty cool. So that one might be fun to just take, just to, for fun, since it's an event and you can take advantage of it, and don't have to try hard with strong arm every time if I don't want to. But anyway, that's enough yapping from me. I just wanted to touch on that really quick. I think stun will generally be definitely the best for this event because you're going to want to be on the move quite a bit. And if you're being chased when you need to get into a hiding spot, then having that quick stun available will be very nice. Although X-Ray maybe finds hiding spots for you. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've never used it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this upcoming event in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video for the event.